Alright, so today we are going to be dyeing some wool pants, and this is what you'll need. Some vinegar, some cups, I like clear glass mason jars, some foam brushes, I have one for warm and one for cool colors, a chopstick for stirring, or whatever stirring device you like, a scoopy spoon, your dyes. I'm using the Dharma Trading Company acid dyes, and I'll talk more about those in a minute. The item that you're going to dye, these are wool Longie diaper cover pants, plastic wrap, a bowl for soaking, and a bowl for cooking in the microwave to set the dye. Okay, so now first we're going to soak the wool pants. So in this bowl I have, it's a little cold, but my aim is always room temperature water. You want it to be room temperature because when you add the wool, be it pants or any other type of wool, you will shock the fibers into felting if you expose them to an extreme temperature. So you want it to be nice and not extreme, moderate. And then I'm going to put in a fairly decent glurp of regular household white vinegar. You can also use citric acid pieces. I noticed that the top of my chopstick seems to be broken. I don't know how that happened. I'll have to be careful. Okay, so I'm going to put these pants in. Take my ring off. And I'm slightly allergic to high acidity, so I'm going to use the chopstick to poke this down. This is just me. Most people are not allergic to acid. Well, not household acid. So keep poking these down until they look like they are happy to hang out under the water. And then put this aside for, usually I go for 10 or 15 minutes until I think it's been fully saturated. See how it's bubbling up right there? That's a clear indicator that it is not done. You can also kind of flip it around if you want. The reason we are doing this is because we want that water to completely saturate every single fiber in the item. So that way we can hit it with the dye. Because wool, obviously, is water repellent, that's why you use it for diaper covers, it's not going to take that dye, it's just going to repel it. So we have to get it completely wet. The vinegar also activates what we're using for dyes, which are acid dyes. And these particular acid dyes are from Dharma Trading Company. So that's a good place to get a rainbow of colors. So let that hang out. Okay, next we are going to make our dye stocks. So these woolly pants I'm going to make into a kind of rainbow, like a ombre rainbow thing. So I'm going to do some dye mixing. Fire engine red, brilliant yellow, and bright aqua. Okay, so to make these dye stocks, we're going to get a little bit of dye. So I'm going to kind of arrange these in order. Maybe like that. So we'll start with a red. And these pans are not that large, so I'm not going to use too much. So that's my red. This next color is going to be an orange. I'm going to use a little bit of red. Red is usually very strong, so if you're mixing to create another color, be careful with the red, especially when the next color is such a mellow, submissive color like yellow. So we're going to start off with the yellow, and I'm going to add more yellow than I did red, just because, like I said, it's a more mellow dye. Oop. Get it on my table. and bright aqua. Oh, I closed the yellow too soon. Oops. We're gonna make a little green action here. So again, not so much blue, and a little bit, or again, not so much blue and a lot of yellow. I can't really talk today. Okay. Now, I was kind of pondering doing a purple at the end here, a blend between these two, and I may still do that, but I'm not totally sure. We will see what they look like and how I feel. Okay, so I'm going to start with the vinegar, and try not to spill on camera. These are the swatches that I did, and I went ahead and did a purple, and that doesn't look like purple. So we're gonna be fixing that. And I'm not quite happy with that green. It's a little bright, and my orange is more golden. So we're gonna fix these and I'll show you how. We've got our bright aqua, and I'm gonna add just the teeniest little plump to our green to darken that up, or blue it up, I guess. So let's mix that and see where that gets us. Because we're using an aqua, it's not going to be a super duper green. Let's try that. Oh yeah, that's way better. So nice. All right, now let's do our red. So we again want just the teeniest little bit in our orange, and kind of more than a teeny bit in our purple, because our purple was dismally blue, like a lame blue even. Mix our purple up. See where we're getting with that, or I mean our orange. Ah yeah, way better, way better. Purple's always really fussy, so this may take me a few more tries. Yeah, see how it's still blue and is turning like a gray blue? We're actually going to call in reinforcements and go for the Ashford Purple. This is an intense purple. It will turn anything purple. And we'll solve all of our problems, hopefully. Oh yeah, I can already see in the jar that that's more what we're going for. Yeah, it's still a blue purple, but that's gonna be really pretty. But I may add just a little more red. Instead of red, I'm gonna add the Dharma Trading Company Berry Crush, because I forgot I had that down here, and that's gonna be nice. I would have gone with the Berry Crush originally if I had remembered over the Ashford Purple, just to keep it all in the Dharma family. But oh well. Yeah. Nice. There's not a huge difference between these two, but there is a slight difference. So, alright, I'm happy. So now we're going to add our water. I don't want to make the waters too what's the word I want to say? Too diluted. because then you're going to have a lot of liquid in your project and not so much dye. So I've soaked the wool pans and I've laid them out, and I'll talk about that in a second, but I just wanted to show you the color of the vinegar water. I don't know if you can see how that's kind of blue-green. The reason for that, well, let me dump this out. The reason for that is because these black stripes are not actually black merino wool. They are dyed black, and the whole reason I'm dyeing these for a friend is because that black bled all over. And there you can see some green, that's some blooming. Yes, that is a common problem with black dye. Not my friend. So I've laid out some saran wrap on my table, and I have to double it up, so I overlapped it. And saran wrap, I kind of feel like a heathen using saran wrap. We have absolutely no disposables in our house, like other than toilet paper. So having saran wrap around feels kind of naughty to me, but I just wanted to throw that in because I feel guilty. But so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start, and maybe I'll move these dyes over here. And I'm trying to decide if I want to have the red next to the little person's, in this case a boy, little man's waist, or if I want to have the red. Okay, so rather than get crazy, I decided to take out the yellow because the yellow is the weakest color. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to get my brush, and there's a lot of different ways you can do this, but I'm using a foam brush for stability's sake, and I'm just going to pat that dye down. And this foam brush isn't super thirsty, so I'm going to have to keep re-dipping. Another way you can do this is you could do like those ketchup bottles from restaurants with a poury spout. That would probably be much faster. I do not have one of those, so we're going to do this. So we're going to work this dye in and use our two colors, or our two spots, to work that in. You're going to need to, when you're done with the front, you're going to need to flip to the back, because the back is not going to get dyed. And if you were really concerned about making it absolutely perfect and you didn't want any bleeding, you could actually slip a piece of plastic into each leg. But I have these lined up pretty carefully, so I'm not concerned. Okay, there's that one. And again, if you were being really careful, you would change your brush. But I actually want some sort of fadage to happen. So I'm gonna quick go over this with any leftover purple I might have. This is going very well. Alright, so I'm going to continue on until I've done both sides, and then I will come back and tell you what happens. So this is the back, and I've actually encouraged it to bleed a little on purpose. You can kind of see the other side. So I'm really excited about that. So now what we want to do is move our stuff out of the way. So we have our dish. Is we're going to roll this up. Rolling, rolling, rolling. And this helps keep the dye from doing crazy stuff, like dumping out. So we don't really want this to move around a lot. And then I'm just going to fold that in half, and you can really see how that's going. That's going very well. And then we just lay it in our dish. And then I'm gonna microwave this on high. Ooh, tractor. I'm gonna microwave this on high until I see the edges of the plastic starting to melt. Okay, so this microwaved for 10 minutes and it's been sitting. It's still pretty hot. You can tell that most of the water is gone, and the water that's pooling at the bottom here, I don't know if you can see that, is pretty much clear. That's what you're looking for. When you stop microwaving, you want to stop after the dye has turned completely clear. Otherwise, your dye hasn't completely set. So we discard our plastic wrap. And these are our finished pants. So cool. And they're still steaming, they're still pretty hot. I'm going to rinse them out afterwards, but if you can see, the water that comes out of them is totally clear. Totally clear. So not only have we set the runny black dye, we've also made this rainbow, and I encouraged it to run in a few places because I wanted it to kind of ombre. So I did encourage it to do that. I'm really happy with the results. I think that is stellar. We will see what they look like when they are dried. See? Totally clear.